Hi, this is Dr. Karen Wilson Starks, and welcome to the Light Room. Not everyone in your workplace will have the same beliefs, views, or understanding of recent national and international events, and yet they will be impacted by those events. So today I want to share some reminders of positive communication principles that also apply to the workplace. So, number one, it's important to listen to understand more than to respond. If we're just waiting to respond back to the person, we're really not listening and we'll probably miss some important points. Number two, it's important to ask clarifying questions. So you might say something like, well, when might those principles apply that we just talked about? You can also use open ended questions that begin with what and how to deepen your understanding of what the other person is talking about. You might say, for example, so how has that policy affected your family? And what challenges have you faced as a result? And then, thirdly, you might repeat back what you've heard. So, if I understand you correctly, you have been saying X, Y, and Z. And the person might say, no, I'm not saying X, Y, and Z. I'm saying ABC. Or I said X and Y, but not the Z. Sometimes we don't always hear appropriately. And so, being able to repeat back gives the speaker an opportunity to further clarify. And then we have a chance to also share some alternative perspectives. So after I've heard what you've said, I might say, well, another way to look at that is such and such, or an alternative perspective is such and such. And in these situations, we're offering some additional food for thought. We do have an opportunity to influence one another in the workplace, and especially when we're engaging in respectful dialogue, which is characterized by using a conversational voice tone rather than shouting and yelling at the person, and also coming with a spirit of curiosity rather than a spirit of blaming, inquisition, or demonizing the other person. Yet, even when we do all of this, we still may not agree and we may not change each other's minds. And we can make a choice then to disagree agreeably. We might say something like, well, it looks like we have very different perspectives on this issue. And so that's fine. We are different people. And then you can still choose to stay engaged with the other person on common ground issues and perspectives as it pertains to the business and your everyday work. I've personally found it extremely valuable to really understand different points of view, views that I may not share with the other person, because there are different populations that may be differentially impacted by a scenario. Also, what people believe and what they think impacts their actions and what they choose to do. And it's useful for me to know what that might look like down the line. So I hope that today these principles and reminders will help you to have more respectful and productive conversations with those who may think differently from you, even in the workplace. So, have a great day.